What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Chance Bishop Show for episode 79 of our MLB The Show 24 Pittsburgh Pirates franchise mode here on the channel. The Mariners have defeated the Padres in the 2030 World Series. That's a matchup that, if you said that in 2000, you would have been laughed at until the person passed out. A Mariners-Padres World Series in which the Mariners, one of the most puzzling teams in MLB history. Yeah, they win it all finally. Paul Skeens wins MVP with 30 wins, 2 losses. He also wins the Cy Young Award. Looks like the Cy Young and MVP came down to the same 3 candidates. Bo Bichette wins the batting title. Good for him. Correa came in second. Ellis wins reliever of the year. Sorry, Forrest Whitley. Colin Houck wins rookie of the year. Alright, good there for the Mets. Edward Julian wins Hank Aaron Award. Jared Jones gets the Gold Glove Award. Andy Rodriguez, former Pirate there. Ryan Clifford, Ozzie Albies for the Mets. Matt Shaw for the Cubs, good for him. Jordan Lawler for the Rockies. Verdugo back with the Dodgers. Pete Armstrong with the Cubs. And Sal Frelick in right for the Phillies. Schwarber wins it for the DH, the Silver Slugger. Ethan Salas wins it for the catcher, winning it back-to-back years, beating out Henry Davis. Kilroff wins it for the first baseman. Bazana with the Cardinals at second. Austin Riley with the Braves at third. O'Neill Cruz for the shortstop position. Cruz in left. Churio in center. And then Wyatt Langford in right field. Now here we go. Jackson Merrill wins your postseason MVP. Tristan Casas wins the MVP, his second. Crochette wins the Cy Young Award. Riley Green gets the batting title. Carlake gets reliever of the year. Melton gets rookie of the year. Green gets the Hank Aaron Award. That guy gets the Gold Glove. Alejandro Kirk gets the Gold Glove. So is Dom Smith there. So is Andres Jimenez. Michael Garcia. Colson Montgomery. Frank Costello. Luis Robert Jr. Jace DeLauder. And Juan Soto gets a Silver Slugger. So does Shea Langoliers. Andrew Vaughn. Willie Castro with the Yankees. Rafael Devers, Gunnar Henderson's holding it down. Walker in right there. Julio Rodriguez and Riley Green. So no wonder that star-studded Mariners team won. Riley Green, Julio Rodriguez just holding things down. And here we look, those are retiree. Garrett Cole, he's going to retire here in this one. Over 200 wins, over 3,000 strikeouts in his career. He should be a bona fide first ballot Hall of Fame when it's all said and done. So anyone else retire, that's kind of a big surprise. Mike Brousseau, just a name that you kind of remember. Nick Castellanos retires, same with Trevor Story, both with the Angels, by the way. George Clayson retires, guess he ended up back with the Phillies at some point. He was traded for Noah Syndergaard. So, alright, good to see him back with the Phillies somehow. Josh Bell, the Philly Killer, retires, former Pittsburgh Pirate legend. Chris Bryant retires due to age. Byron Buxton retires. I'm surprised he actually lasted to 2030. Probably because his body fell apart and no one wanted to re-sign him. J.D. Davis gonna retire here. Let's see, anyone else? Justin Dunn. Carlos Estevez retires. Let's see, any other big names down here? Ty France, not a big name, but it is a name that used to be in the bigs. Sam Haggerty calls it a career finally. Let's see, anyone else down here? Carson Kelly just hit for the Psycho IRL. Max Kepler's killing it with the Phillies currently. Chad Kuhl, one of those cool named pitchers that came up with the Pirates in the mid-2000s. He does hang it up. Reese McGuire, guess he got caught again in a parking lot. Unfortunate fellow there. Brandon Nimmo with the Mets retires. Technically retires as a free agent. Nick Pivetta, I'm surprised he's still in the league this long. But he does call it quits. Taylor Rogers, Jordan Romano, actually. It's not Mono, it's Romano, as per his one to be pronunciated. But that was a big one I learned the other day. Marcus Stroman, I guess he's tired of fighting with MLB GMs and head coaches because he finally retires. And yeah, Garrett Cole doesn't make the Hall of Fame. Over 200 wins, over 3,000 strikeouts. I'm not sure how the Hall of Fame works in this game. I couldn't tell you. Because clearly Garrett Cole should be a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry, it just works. Kyle Schwarber, the 500 home run man. He's going to sign a 2-year extension to his age 40 season to be the DH. Dylan Cruz is going to sign a 10-year extension here with the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's going to bring him to his age 39 season. He's going to be a Pirate for life at this point. Henry Davis signs a 9-year extension to his age 40 season. So we're going to kind of cap strap us for the next couple of years. But hopefully this team's in win now mode, so it kind of makes sense. Forrest Whitley signs through his age 40 season a 7-year, $40 million deal there to be the closer for this Pirates organization. Tanner Scott gets a 2-year extension offered to him at $7.5 million. Not too shabby there for the veteran lefty. Tail of the free agents, you got Flaherty, Brian Hayes, Jordan Lawler, Brady House. Henry Davis has yet to accept our extension, so I believe we're going to actually offer him a bit of a pay bump there to give him a little more oomph on why he'd want to re-sign with us. A lot of interesting names. Charlie Condon, Jojo Romero is here. Let's see, anyone else? Oswaldo Peraza, David Pedersen, Dylan Carlson, Heston Kjerstad, India. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting names here. A lot of course, former Marlins. You got like Max Meyer. You got Gavin Lux, Colt Keith. So a lot of talent here. Jesus Luzardo, Orion Kirkering, James Wood. And this is kind of something that is puzzling me going into the show 25 when we start this one, is how the salary cap works. So baseball is the only sport that doesn't have a salary cap, but the game installs a salary cap for you, and you can play on, I guess, quote unquote hard mode and use the salary cap, which is how we've played every year so far, by the way. We've always had the salary cap. But it kind of limits what you can do when you see teams like the Dodgers give $50 million to Shohei, $20 million to Teoscar, and all of these massive contracts to these players. And then you have teams with the Marlins who in MLB The Show 25 have a maximum budget of $75 million. That's their whole budget. That's what you get to work with. They have the lowest budget in all of The Show 25. Now, we're talking about the Pirates here. I'm not sure what their budget was coming into this series, but I'm assuming we have far surpassed it right now. But I think winning 2 World Series has definitely kind of boosted what that budget is. And I'm not even sure how the budget works year over year. Like when you play NHL, it's been a couple years since I played NHL, the salary cap increased a little bit every year. So it used to be this, then it goes up, 3 or 4 million a season, and it kind of allowed scaling. But with the way players work in this game is that you're getting guys that are 80 overall, and if you want to send them to a long-term extension, they want 30 million a season, and it's not really feasible to play like that in a game that gives you a hard cap and a non-hard cap league, where you got to think too. Jackson Merrill just signed a 9-year extension for $135 million. That's, if that's a 10-year, that's $13 million a season. But, it buys him out of his arbitration. It buys him out of all of his team control years. It's kind of what the Braves have done. You pay these guys early. Merrill in his second season gets this 9-year deal. And the Padres get an additional 4 years of service time out of him, but they get him out of steal. So it kind of evens out for both sides. So now he's not going to get a big boy payday until he's probably pushing 30 at this point. I'm not sure how old Merrill is, but $135 million is life-changing money. But you're getting a lot of guys that should be signing actual contracts that end up retiring as free agents in this game because you just can't afford to bring them back. And then you get players that here's this a veteran Max Kepler who's a 70 overall. I want to bring him in as outfield depth, put him in AAA, but he wants $4 million a season, and I'm not going to pay $4 million a season, to a guy that I'm going to stick in AAA or AA just to have his outfield depth in case someone gets injured. Now, not necessarily that was Max Kepler, but there's players that I've wanted to do that with, and they want ludicrous or outlandish money that I can't afford to because I have to pay other players still. Now, it's a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal. They shouldn't be getting that much money at that point. There's no league minimums. There's no nothing. Even NBA 2K, which is an awful game, by the way, has league minimums. The players will accept them, when they have nothing else to offer to them. But we're scrolling through here. India goes to the Detroit Tigers there. That's a nice little addition for the veteran India. These are all just like 1-year deals, by the way, for a lot of these guys. We're going to offer Mick Abel an 11-year deal to take him to his age 40 season. He's only at 7.7 million a season, I think, because he's kind of has a lower overall because he's in the bullpen. Same thing, Robert Hassel, take him to his age 30 season, giving him just 5 million a season. Not too shabby there. But take a look at our lineup here as we go into the 2031 season. Nothing too crazy has changed here. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, hit that like button, comment down below. We did bring in Mike Trout, by the way. I guess that's our one big change. We did bring in Mike Trout. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, hit that like button, comment down below. And text on YouTube, though. Peace out, rock on, stay super classy, and hopefully this team can rebound here in 2031. And definitely stay tuned for the next episode here on the channel. Later, guys.